Welcome back to Rivenspire, guys. Let's finish this quest and explore this zone now. Hello, Ingrid.
Poor travelers, lost and all alone. Whatever will you do? Good thing me and my friends found you when we did, isn't it?
I don't see your friends.
My friends are all around us right now, even if you can't see them. And while I may be nice and calm right now, I can assure you that they are not. They like to take what they want, but me, I ask politely, and then not so politely.
What do you want?
I just want to help. My friends won't attack you if you bear my mark of protection. Unfortunately, Zenithar only blesses
Ah,
in exchange of coin. So, purchase one of my marks of
bro.
protection, and I guarantee my friends will leave you alone. How's that sound?
I'm not giving you anything, bro. Just get out of here.
Suit yourself, but don't say I didn't warn you. You'll be sorry that we couldn't come to an understanding here. Oh well, have fun on the road.
Thank you. One of the sets, Hist Bark set, you can craft here. Antecedents of Dwemer Law. So this is not the book that we were skipping. We're just stripping ancient scrolls of the Dwemer because they are very abstract and we're mostly skipping them for now. So, Antecedents of a Dwemer Law. This book is a historical account of the development of Dwemer law and custom from its roots in High Elven culture. In short, so far as I'm able to trace the order of development in the customs of the Borsmeri tribes, I believe it to have been in all ways comparable to the growth of Altmeri law. The earlier liability for slaves and animals was mainly confined to surrender. As in the Somerset Isles, this later became compensation. What does this matter for a study of our laws today, so far as concerns the influence of the Altmeri law upon our own, especially the Altmeri law of master and servant? The evidence of this is to be found in every judgment which has been recorded for the last 500 years. It has been stated already that we still repeat the reasoning of the Altmeri magistrates. Empty as it is, to the present day, I will quickly show how Altmeri custom can be followed into the courts of the Dwemer. In the laws of Karndar Watch, PD 1180, it is said if one who is owned by another slays one who owns himself, the first owner must pay the associates of the slain 3 fine instruments and the body of one of his owned. There are many other similar citations. The same principle is extended even to the case of a centurion by which a man is killed. If at the common workbench the one is slain by an animunculi, the associates of the slain may disassemble the animunculi. Animunculi is, by the way, a Dwemer construct and takes its parts within 30 days. It's a construct which shoots bolts. You can find them in Skyrim as well. Consider what Dark has mentioned concerning the root beasts of the Tenmar forests. If a marsh cat was killed by an Argonian, his family were in disgrace, till they retaliated by killing the Argonian or another like it. Furthermore, if a marsh cat was killed by a fall from a tree, his relatives would take their revenge by toppling the tree, shattering its branches and casting them to every part of the forest. Interesting, but it's mainly showing the Altmeri, the High Elven culture, being similar to Dwarven culture. Give me a mhm. Ah. So our quest is to go to find Countess Tamrit in Stormhaven, but we come here to the right to Horfrost Stones to Moira's Hope. So let's see. This Adusa Daro.
You stomp around like a wounded guar. Do you want the enemy to eat us?
No. Who are you?
Get down, you fool! Do you want the blood fiends to see us? Now hush! Hush! Adusa needs her ears right now. No, wait. Strike that. Let's talk. You can help Adusa, yes?
Who are you? You look like a vampire. What kind of help are you asking for?
What kind of help? The helpful kind, of course. I meant to arrive before evil invaded this hamlet, find Constable Maldred, and provide what help I could. But this one was detained, and the constable is nowhere to be seen. Moira's hope is lost.
So what do you want me to do?
Patience. Adusa will explain. The survivors, they are our priority. We move together to... No, too obvious. We move separately, draw less attention that way. Adusa noticed a few survivors headed toward the large barn in the distance. Meet me there.
Alright, I'll meet you at the barn.
You go first. Then Adusa shall sneak off. Less chance of both of us getting captured by these cursed creatures that way.
Can I ask you a few questions before we head into Moira's Hope?
If you must. But hurry, please. Survivors have a terrible habit of becoming dead when they are left unattended.
Yeah. What is this place?
Not is, was. This was the peaceful hamlet of Moira's Hope. Now it is a disaster area.
What's going on here?
Must Adusa explain everything? Look around. The people of Moira's Hope were either turned into blood fiends or turned into food for blood fiends. Now, as to the who and the why of this horror, Adusa cannot say.
Who are you exactly?
Someone who wishes she had arrived in time to divert this tragedy. But if wishes were fishes, Adusa would be a very happy cat. This one is here to help. Now please, the survivors need us.
Meet Adusa at the barn. Okay. Listen to the exchange at the barn. Okay.
Calm down, Shaveskin. Your courage is commendable, but highly misplaced. We are here to help.
And how am I supposed to trust you?
This one could have overpowered you at any time. Now stand down, or Adusa will stick that sword where the bright moons never shine.
What? How dare you? Oh, very well. I'll just go and sit down or something. Please, I just need a moment to catch my breath.
Mortals, show a little concern, and this is the thanks you get. And where is the constable? Why isn't he here? But that is a mystery for another time. The survivors are our priority. Still, these vampires, they are most unusual.
What do you mean unusual?
Such precision, such coordination. Rarely have I seen vampires behave like an army instead of raiders. This wasn't an incursion. It was an occupation. We must work quickly. It won't take long for the enemy to discover our presence.
So what's the plan?
You stay here and guard these townsfolk. I'll go search for more survivors. No. Reverse that. Better for you to search and Adusa to stay here. Watch for signs of the constable. I will try to learn more about our enemy while you are gone.
Tell me more about the constable.
You ask many questions.
I need to
like
know.
a young one who has eaten too much moon sugar. Constable Maldred is a friend, a trusted contact. We have worked together in the past. And speaking of work, don't you have some survivors to save?
The townsfolk, he called you a vampire.
That is what I am, yes? Surely you have learned by now that not every vampire is a monster. Adusa hopes that this doesn't make you uncomfortable. We still have survivors that need our assistance.
It's pretty strange that a vampire is helping this people. Rescue the missing townsfolk. Okay, I'll do that. Hope they're not turned into vampires or something. Thievery.
I know how to deal with your kind. Come any closer and this goes straight into your heart.
Easy now, I'm here to rescue you.
I'm perfectly safe right where I am. Thank you very much. I've got a sharp blade and plenty of food. I'm downright cozy. But those bloodsuckers turn the townsfolk into their feral pets. Absolutely depressing. Divines take them all.
You'll be safer in the barn with the other survivors.
There are other survivors? Why didn't you say so? I'll follow you, but we need to be very careful. These creatures aren't like any vampires I ever read or heard stories about. They're like a Divine's damned army.
Vampire or blood fiend, you will fall to Adusa's terribly swift blades. Oh, it's just you. Never mind then.
What? So confused.
So, where are the other survivors? Adusa doesn't see them, so that means you need to get back to the looking, yes?
I'll get back there and look around.
That is all that Adusa asks. Is there something else you want to say?
You give Thievery a pretty good scare.
Sorry, but this one couldn't be too careful. Adusa had to dispatch the vampires that came sniffing around the barn. How was I supposed to know you weren't another wave of the vile creatures?
Mycaniel Esmery.
My sister-in-law just lost her husband, my brother. We're both really shaken up. But I have to stay strong for her. I just wish she'd say something. She hasn't said a word since it happened.
Can you tell me what's happening here? What happened here?
Dirt-eating, oblivion-worshipping, blood-sucking vampires. That's what happened here. They marched into town and people began changing. They became monsters. We either turned into blood fiends or got ripped apart by blood fiends. It was horrible.
He doesn't talk. Hello, Thievery.
What a disaster. These monsters need to pay for what they did to our town.
Yeah. We get the other survivors. Esmery house. Oh, Corbin, hello.
Come on, let's have at it. I'd rather die fighting than get turned into one of your pitiful creatures.
I'm not one of them, I'm here to rescue you.
Well, that's a relief. I thought for sure you were going to kill me. I just wish you had gotten here in time to save my father.
What happened to your father?
They called her Larea. She demanded that we line up to receive her blessing. That's what she called it, her blessing. My father was one of the first to step forward and tell her what to do with her blessing. She ripped out his throat.
I'm sorry for your loss, but we need to get to safety.
Of course, you're right. I know you're right. Lead the way. I don't want to die. Impressive show of combat prowess, stranger.
No, Frederick, you're dead. The torn and bitten flesh of this recently murdered victim displays remarkably little blood for such a violent death. Oh, shit. He was probably just drained of blood. Celeste.
Divine, save me! Please, I'll join your army. Really, I will. Just don't kill me.
What are you talking about?
You're not one of them, are you? Thank the Divines. They just marched into town like they owned the place. That cold, horrible woman. She whispered something to the soldier, and people began to change.
Change in what way?
The woman made a strange gesture, and townsfolk began turning into blood fiends. And she just walked away and let her companions... They were so fast, so strong. They started tearing people apart. Anyone who didn't change was attacked.
Come on, we need to find any other survivors and get to the barn.
Other survivors? I did dare hope. All right, lead the way.
Yeah.
I guess I should thank you for getting me to a safe location. This is a safe location, isn't it? I need to lie down for a bit.
You see the bloodfiends outside, but yeah, it's a safe location. Yes.
Are you sure this place is safe? And who's the strange Khajiit lady? Oh, I feel faint. Well, you are gone. We had a few visitors. Nothing Adusa couldn't handle, of course. But we shouldn't linger in this place much longer.
I found as many survivors as I could.
Yes, Adusa noticed. Fewer than I hoped, but more than I expected. Meanwhile, this one learned that the vampires left a commander here. He's up in the house, atop the hill. Moira's hope can never recover while he controls the town.
Vampire commander?
Militant vampires require structure. Why is that so surprising? But we have more pressing matters. I will get the survivors out of town. You must deal with the vampire commander. Meet us on the road when the deed is done.
Yeah. What? I was wondering when you were going to arrive. Silent voice. Ah, Maldred. Is he the commander? Talk to Lisa. Laraya's orders. Maldred, you made the wise choice when you decided to join our efforts. I have begun the process of transforming the people of Moira's Hope into blood fiends under our control. Your task is simple. Make sure the process runs its course and that there are no survivors. Anyone not converted should be fed to the blood fiends or otherwise dispatched without pause or mercy. When the process is complete, gather the blood fiends and wait for the orders. Lady Laraya Montclair. Montclair? Wait, isn't it the Montclair of... Is it related to Baron Montclair, the guy who took the thing, who took Rivenspire, Shornham's upper district? Forged in the heart of Mundus. Let's read this since we opened it. By the Dragonsmith of Bruma, as you are a child of the Mundus, you shall learn to tap the powers of its very heart. With your feet upon the earth of the world that gave you birth, you shall feel its support. You may partake of its power. You will summon its essence, and for weal and for woe. With the strength of stone, you will find armor against attacks and aid to assist allies. You will scorch your enemies with the heat of molten rock and choke them with clouds of ash. You will reinforce your cohorts and make them as metal. Petrify your opponents and make them as masonry. The power of the Mundus is in you. Let it flow through you as lava flows from a volcano. Let it fuel your wrath and buttress your bastions. None can stand before you, for you are a child of the Mundus. Constable Maldred's journal. I don't remember how long I believed in the principles of to serve and protect. Recent events have opened my eyes and changed so many things. However, I have a new cause to champion and new allies to support. If I regret one thing in all this, is that I will now be forced to oppose my dear friend, Adusa Daro. We have known each other for so very long. I find it almost impossible to imagine that she will now oppose me. I have a vague hope of introducing her to the beautiful Laria, of converting her to our way of thinking, but I fear that my efforts will fail. She has well and truly fallen under Verantis' spell, and I don't believe that anything I say will change that. I fear that in the end, the proud and powerful Adusa Daro must die. Should I record the events that led to my epiphany? No. Time is short and I have too much to do right now. Later, surely there will be time enough to fill these pages with the wisdom I've acquired. Suffice it to say that Laria is not a monster. I'm quite fascinated by the woman and eagerly wait to spend more time in her enchanting company. For now, let me just write that her words and deeds moved me, that her vision has become my vision, that her goals have become my goals. And it all starts here, in the quiet hamlet of Moira's Hope. The townsfolk are either well on their way to becoming blood fiends loyal to our cause, or they are dead and dying. Soon we can spread the gift of Laria's blessing to all of Rivenspire, and then the chaos will be glorious. What a stupid ass dream, because it's like the whole of Tamriel will be silent and they're gonna convert the whole fucking zone into a vampire zone. Like, it's so stupid. If all the armies of Tamriel combine, every vampire will be slain. Alright, okay, let's see if they have a different dialogue.
Never seen such destruction and malicious violence. These vampires are terrible people.
Thank you.
My sister-in-law's feeling a little better. She's almost back to her old self and talking up a storm. Thanks to you.
Avery.
I made sure we got out of Moira's Hope with that incident. Well, Khajiit helped. A little. But I wouldn't make a big deal about it.
Emilio
If
Delio.
you and Adusa hadn't shown up, we all would have fallen to those monsters.
Yeah. Celesta.
The Divines saw fit to send you and your friend to save us. But how could they allow something like this to happen in the first place?
By the look on your face, Adusa assumes you were successful? The vampire commander is dead, yes?
Yeah. We killed the vampire commander. His name was Maldred.
Maldred? That's the name of the... No. That unclawed traitor! Adusa only wishes she had been the one to end him. You did well, Five Claw. Adusa will see that these people reach a safe haven. Then I have business of my own to attend to.
Darkstride, Ravenwatch, Gordo. Adusa Daro awarded this Ravenwatch, House Ravenwatch adornment for aid provided at Moira's Hope.
There is something sinister going on in Rivenspire, Five Claw. Keep your wits about you and stay fragrant. What you saw here is only the beginning.
Where will you take the survivors?
Adusa will take the survivors to Hoarfrost Downs. They should be safe enough there. Pardon, but this one is still coming to grips with how fast the Blood Fiends were created, and with the Constable's betrayal.
What about the Blood Fiends?
Typically, a vampire degenerates over time, eventually withering into a mindless Blood Fiend. The process we observed in Moira's Hope was quite the opposite. The Blood Curse appeared to change its victims into Blood Fiends almost immediately.
I'm sorry the constable betrayed the town.
Yes. Word of what happened here must be carried to my master, Count Verandis. There is much work to be done, and very little time if Laria has truly ventured this far south.
Sanguine Barrows were shrine. The Sanguine Barrows. Spirit of the Daedra. Crimes of the past.
My poor husband.
Oh, they have new dialogue again.
Now that I'm safe, all I can think about is what comes next. Moira's Hope is the only place I've ever known.
My poor husband. I miss him so much. But I still have family. We'll put this nightmare behind us. Somehow.
We're going to try to put this behind us, to start over. But we'll never forget the friends and family we lost. Never.
I'm not going to leave Moira's hope to those monsters. I promise you, we're going back home. Someday.
Mora's hope may be lost, but we'll survive. And we'll remember what you did for us today, my friend. You can count on that.
Thanks to you, we're alive! I hope that's the last I ever see of vampires and blood fiends.
Set. Hello.
Well met, friend. Tell me something. Say you knew someone who committed a truly heinous crime. You know, slaughtering innocents and such. Could they ever be forgiven, or do they deserve to suffer for the rest of their lives?
Why are you asking me this?
Because that's the scenario here. I've tracked down a man named Gerard Althen. Althen ordered the massacre of hundreds of innocent people during Rancer's war and then vanished. After 10 years, I finally found him. I just need help bringing him in.
What kind of help do you need?
I need someone to fight their way into the barrows and find his hiding place. It shouldn't be too hard. One of Althen's old cronies came to help him escape. Trolls got to him, but he must have been carrying a clue to Althen's hiding place.
Oh, alright, I'll go see what I can find.
You're smart. Working for the Ring of Daggers has two great benefits. First, we reward our friends generously. Second, we don't worry about trials and laws and silly things like that. Get Althen to Hoarfrost Downs, and he will pay for what he did.
Can I ask you about something?
You certainly can. I may or may not be obliged to answer, but you can certainly ask.
What exactly were Althen's crimes?
Althen was King Rancer's spy master and head of security. During the war, when High King Emmerich struck an alliance with the Orcs, Rancer went mad. He had Althen round up hundreds of innocent Orc civilians and put them to the sword.
No, that's not good. So he was acting on King Rance's orders?
Of course, but that makes him no less guilty. The dog that bites cannot blame his master for letting him off the chain. Althen willfully organized the slaughter of innocent people, and he will pay for that crime, no matter how long it takes.
How will he be punished?
If you must know, he will die, and most likely it will be a slow and painful death. The contract is with High King Emmerich. He hired us to track Althen down. We can bring him in dead or alive. It's our choice.
I see. Why would you choose to kill him?
In addition to his crimes, Althen made the mistake of crossing the Ring of Daggers. He tortured and killed the lover of our leader, Copper Diarrhea.
Oh, shit.
All that remained of that man was an eye. I suspect Copper will begin with one of Althen's eyes.
Can you tell me more about the Ring of Daggers?
We work on a contractual basis. Guards, soldiers, scouts, couriers, whatever the client needs, we provide. We swear allegiance to no one, but work for a variety of interests within the Daggerfall Covenant. Often, even for the High King himself.
So you're mercenaries?
No, it's not that simple. You can't hire the Ring of Daggers to fight in some silly war or a military campaign. We take contracts for specific tasks, which require a few agents. And we maintain our own chain of command. I'll be having a drink at the Dusklight Inn in Hoarfrost Downs. I'll wait for you there.
It's like a spy organization for the High King of Moira, or High King of the Daggerfall Covenant. Alright. There's a lore book here, and there's some page here. Letter from Althen. Okay, wait. Letter from Alton. So is the central. After so many years of lying low, I thought they had forgotten about me, but it seems that it's not the case. The Ring of Daggers is still after me, and they're closing in. One of their agents is asking questions around Moria's Hope, and I need to escape. In the short term, I am prepared. I have a hideout within the central crypt of the Sanguine Barrows. I can seal myself within and survive for some time, but I need you to come as soon as possible. I'm hoping you can help me relocate and assume a new identity once again. Watch out for the trolls. Gerard Alton. Oh, this guy died from this troll then. Korea. I have the same book here. Invocation. No, it's two different books. Modern Heretics and Invocation of Azura. Yeah, let's see. Oh, it's a pretty big ass book. Alright, a study of Daedra worship by Haderus of Gottlesfont. Daedra worship is not prohibited by law in Cyrodiil. Primarily, this is a result of the Imperial Charter granted the Mages Guild permitting the summoning of Daedra. Nonetheless, chapel and public opinion is so strongly against Daedra worship that those who practice Daedric rituals do so in secret. However, opinions about Daedra worship differ widely in other provinces. Even in Cyrodiil, traditional opinions have changed greatly over the years, and some communities that worship Daedra survive. Some more traditional Daedra worshippers are motivated by piety and personal conviction, whilst many modern Daedra worshippers are motivated by lust for arcane power. In particular, questing heroes of all stripes seek after fabled Daedric artifacts for their potent combat and magical benefits. I personally discovered one community worshipping the Daedra Lord Azura, Queen of Dawn and Dusk. A researcher curious about Daedra worship might investigate in several ways, though a study of the literature, through exploration and discovery of ancient Daedric shrines, through questioning local informants, or through questioning worshippers themselves, I used all these means to discover the Shrine of Azura. First, I read books. References like this one may provide a helpful general background concerning Daedric shrines. For example, my researches led me to understand that in Cyrodiil, Daedric shrines are generally represented by statues of Daedra lords. They're generally situated in wilderness locations far from settlements. Each shrine generally has associated with it a community of worshippers, often referred to as a coven. Shrines have associated with them a particular time, often a day of the week, when a Daedra Lord might be solicited. A Daedra Lord will usually not deign to respond unless they regard a petitioner of sufficient prowess or strength of character. They will only respond if given the proper offering, the secret of which offering is often known only to the community of worshippers. In return for the completion of some task or service, the Daedra Lord will often undertake to offer an artifact of power to a successful quester. Then I questioned locals with an intimate knowledge of the wilderness, two classes of informants I found especially useful: well-traveled adventurers who might come across shrines in their travels, and scholars of the Mages Guild. In the case of the Shrine of Azura, both sources were profitable. I discovered a Shadinhall hunter who had chanced across a strange epic statue in his travels. It depicted a woman with outstretched arms. In one hand she held a star, in the other hand she held a crescent moon. He had shunned the statue out of superstitious fear, but had marked the location in memory far north of the Shadinhall northwest of Lake Arius, high in the Gerald Mountains. After proceeding to the local Mages Guild with a description of the statue, I was able to confirm from its description the identity of the Daedra Lord worshipped. Give me a second. Having discovered the location of the shrine, I visited it and discovered there the community of worshippers because of the strength of opinion against Daedra worship. The worshippers were at first reluctant to admit their identity. After I had won their trust, they were willing to divulge to me the secrets of the times when Azura would hear petitions from dusk to dawn, and that the offering required by Azura was glow dust, a substance obtained from the will-o'-the-wisp. I am, of course, nothing more than a scholar, so it did not lie within my power to find a will-o'-the-wisp to obtain glow dust. Nor am I certain that Azura would have found me worthy to make such an offering, even had I preferred it. Okay, preferred is a unique word to use. I'm not familiar with. Despite this, I was assured that if I had been able to make such an offering and it had been accepted, Azura would have given me some sort of quest upon its completion. I might have earned the reward of Azura's Star, a Daedric artifact of legendary magical powers. I have since heard rumors of the existence in Cyrodiil of several other Daedric shrines, the Daedric lores to which they are dedicated, and the Daedric artifacts that might be won by questing heroes. Ursine the Huntsman, for example, is linked to the is linked in legend to the Savior's Hide, a powerful enchanted armor. The hammer Volendrung is associated with Malakat, Lord of Monsters, and the eponymously named Mace of Molagbal is also thought to be the object of Daedra worship. Other Daedra lords, their shrines, and their worshippers remain to be discovered by earnest and persistent researchers. Okay. Yeah, there's a lot of text. Yeah. I see what Sanguine Barrow's crypt.
Who's out there? Teren? Tell me that's you.
Open the door, Alton.
For you? I don't think so. Who do you work for? The Ring of Daggers? If so, you're wasting your time. You can't get in. And I have enough supplies to survive in here for quite some time. However long it takes until my friends come for me.
Yeah, your friend Tyrion was killed by the trolls.
Teren is dead? You saw him? Oh, God. I needed him to get me out. The door can only be opened from the outside. I don't have enough supplies to last forever. I'll die in here.
I can open the door if you tell me how.
Of course you will. And then you'll hand me over to the Ring of Daggers. I'm no fool. I am in a bind here, though. Perhaps I can persuade you to have mercy. You should know that, despite my past, I'm actually a very good person now.
Expect me to take your word for that?
Well, no. There's a letter in my pack, though. It would give me some credibility. I dropped my pack out in the barrows, but if you'll find and read that letter, I'll tell you how to open the door. And if you still want to turn me in, so be it.
That sounds reasonable.
All right. I believe I dropped my pack by an altar just north of the crypt. You'll find the letter in there. If you read it, you'll see. I'm a changed man. I've done everything I can to make amends. Please, just read it and come back.
Alright, dude, shut up. No, there is a delve here and the quest inside. You can do that. No, there's a beef stove here as well. Oh, that's Zenitar's parcel. Nice. Ooh. That's nice. Alton's pack, let's see. Oh, can't read it like this. Okay, quest items. Tyrion, after so many years of lying low, I thought they had forgotten. No, it's not this. Something else. Letter from the Orsinian. Ah. Letter from the Orsinian orphanage. A letter to Alton from an orphanage in Orsinium. Oh, okay, because he killed a bunch of orcs. Okay, let's see. Dear sir, I know you prefer to remain anonymous, but I must write to express my thanks. Your tireless work over the last several years to help the Orsinium orphanage has been beyond generous. The gold and gifts you sent me have been put to good use, warming the beds and the hearts of countless orc children. We have also been able to expand the orphanage itself, making it the finest in all of the Daggerfall Covenant. Our city scholars were shocked to see the tomes of orcish history you tracked down on our behalf. Oh, he also... Okay, that's a lot for the orcs. You have restored knowledge to our people that was believed lost for all time. May Moloch bless you for what you have done. Urga Gra Shazgul. Okay, Headmistress Orsinium Home for Displaced Children. Oh, okay. So not only he helped children or orc children, but he also helped track down relics, orcish relics. So he actually is a changed man, but I'll do this delve first, and then I'll see what I do with this guy. Tribulation Crypt. Tribulation Crypt has long been preferred cemetery of the Rivenspire nobility, or it was until the dead began rising from their own graves. Marcel's generic, okay. Asking me to follow her. You follow me. I'll go and get the sky shot. Skeleton warriors. All Rivenspire nobility. Right. Let's see. Alright. Belt was there. Ancient sword. Oh, Alameric Galleon. Good night, Alameric Galleon. Yeah, let's see here. Marcel's okay, okay, I'll take the sword. This sword, right, Marcel? Can I talk with her? No. Ghost points at an ancient sword embedded in the table. An engraving adorns the side of the blade, close to the hilt. Examine the engraving on the blade. The engraving reads Marcel Stenrick of Shornhelm. Take the sword. The past remembered. Okay. The Legend of Dame Marcel. By Seneschal Derek Andros of Castle Abermore, House Dorell produced many notable personages throughout the centuries, mages and warriors, scholars and merchant lords, all dedicated to making the noble house strong and powerful. Of all Dorell's many sons and daughters, none shines as brightly as Dame Marcel Stenrick, the Knight of Shornhelm. Dame Marcel was a mighty warrior, brave and pure. She was a model of knightly perfection, and niece and loyal supporter of Lord Eric Dorell. Her exploits were legendary even in her own day, as she defended Dorell holdings, battled brigands and monsters, and even negotiated treaties with neighboring domains. When a terrible troll shambled out of the hills to threaten Shornhelm, Marcel was there to challenge the foul creature. For a day and an hour, the two engaged in a violent dance that knocked down trees and leveled farmhouses. As the battle wore on, both combatants were bloody and weary. It seemed like the fight would end when none of them fell over from sheer exhaustion, but then Marcel called on an inner reserve. She severed the troll's head with one powerful swing of her sword. Dauntless, and all of Shornhelm cheered. Wow. Another tale tells of the time of the great feud, when Berenda of Tambrith and Alex of Dorell, who was Lord Eric's younger brother, engaged in an exchange of insults, each more terrible than the last. Insults turned to violence, and the two houses came close to the brink of war. At the height of the feud, Lord Eric's son, Lanceot, was taken captive by brigands loyal to House Tambrith. These brigands were members of the mighty Hammers of Umbridge, notorious for terrorizing travelers on the roads of Rivenspire until they were given letters of reprisal for pledging loyalty to the Tambrith lords. Dame Marcel, when she heard the fate that had befallen young Lanceot, never hesitated. She tracked the brigands to an isolated tower in the wilderness outside Crestshade and quickly took stock of the situation. A dozen brigands guarded young Lanceot, who was imprisoned at the top of the tower. Confident that the Dorell scion was safe and out of harm's way, Marcel boldly strode into the brigands' camp and announced her presence. Just hearing her name was enough to rattle many of the brigands. 5 of them dropped their weapons and fled as soon as they realized who she was, but that still left 7 of the Hammers to deal with, including their leader, Rivenspire. Brave Marcel carried Dauntless with her, and she was confident the Divines were behind her. Brigands fell with every swing of her mighty sword, until only she and Ryan remained standing. Seeking a way to get the upper hand, the brigand leader grabbed young Lanceot and held him between his own body and Marcel's sword. And Dorell's more shiny knight smiled. It was hard, humorless. Release the boy and you get to live. Marcel said coldly. Otherwise you die on the count of 3. Save your threat, Ryan began. But his words were cut as short as his life. 3, Marcel called out. Dauntless flashed. Ryan's eyes went wide. The brigand leader was dead before his body hit the ground. Next time you feel the need to travel, young Lanceot, Dame Marcel said, a measure of warmth returning to her smile. Please let me know and I shall gladly accompany you. And these were only 2 of the tales that helped create the legend of Dame Marcel. It's kind of amazing. So it was her ghost here, apparently. Wow. Find a Stenrick descendants. I need to give it to one of her descendants. Yeah. Need to talk to Altean as well.
back. Oh, thank the gods. The walls of this crypt are closing in on me now. Ever since I realized I might die in here. Funny how the mind does that. Did you find my pack, though? Did you find the letter?
Yes, I read the letter.
Very well. I hope it's giving you something to think about before you decide my fate. Regardless, I suppose it's my turn to hold up my end of the bargain. Unfortunately, this door was designed to be absolutely secure against intruders.
What do I have to do to get it open?
The door is controlled by 2 levers on either side of the barrow above. As if that weren't enough, you'll need keys to activate the levers. The keys are buried inside the Dorel and Tamrith family crypts. I am sorry this is so much trouble.
Don't worry, I'll get the keys, activate the levers, and open the door.
And then I get to find out what my fate is to be. I hope you're really thinking about this.
I already thought he actually changed. Oh. Did a lot for the orcs. Orc children, orcish history. Yeah. And you are not the one who commanded their deaths. Oh, it's a level here, right? What's it? Below. Okay. Below. Below.
Advance!
I read invocation of the soul. No? Hmm. Bit below. These are 2 levers that will open the door. How do you find the key? Who's below? Confused me. Oh, I see now. Very plain looking key with the crest of House Doral emblazoned upon its head. oddly shaped key with the crest of House Tambit emblazoned up on its head. Gerard.
So here we are, the moment of truth. I can now look upon the face of the one who will be my judge. I hope you understand that I am in no way trying to deny my past wrongdoings, nor would I argue that those acts should be forgiven.
I understand.
If you read the letter in my pack, then you at least know that I've done what I can in the years since the war to make amends for the things I did. Even if you decide to hand me over to the Ring of Daggers, I will at least die knowing I tried.
Do you want to know my decision now?
No. I prefer you take your time making this choice. I need to get out of these barrows either way. So you can take me to the Ring of Daggers, or you can take me to the other side of the barrows and set me free. It's up to you.
Alright, let's get moving.
I'm yours to do with as you will. Whatever you decide, I will go along. My fate is in your hands.
I want to ask you something.
Of course. If there's anything I can tell you to increase my chance of meriting your mercy, I am more than happy to oblige. What would you like to know?
What crimes did you commit during the war?
Please, don't ask me about that. Anything but that. Ask me about the things I've done since the war. The things I did under King Rancer. They were terrible. Hard to think about, let alone speak of. Please, anything but that.
Sorry, I want to hear you say it.
Fine, damn it. You want to know what I did? I'll tell you. When the orcs turned on us, Rancer ordered me to arrest and interrogate all orcs in Rivenspire. And I did. If they resisted or seemed suspicious, I had them executed. There.
You really think you've made amends?
I know that one can never truly wipe the past clean. And certainly not in my case. But I've done what I can. I've sent gold and gifts to the orphanage in Orsinium, and I've spent years tracking down ancient tomes of orc history for their library.
Have you done anything else?
Yes. I've fed stray dogs, opened doors for old ladies, and handed out moon sugar candy to children. That may sound petty, but the point is that I've tried.
How did you end up locked up in the crypt?
Well, originally the plan was quite genius. The Ring of Daggers has been on my trail for years, and everywhere I've gone, I've made sure to have a backup plan. When I came to Moira's Hope, I found this tomb, and I added a few safeguards.
Why you put the door controls outside?
Well, part of that was the original design of the crypt, but I like that about it. The Ring of Daggers has ways of getting inside a man's head. I worried they might glamour me and trick me into opening the door. This seemed like a failsafe.
Alright, let's move in. Let's get
I'm
moving.
yours to do with as you will. Whatever you decide, I will go along. My fate is in your hands.
Yeah, let's go. Oh, there you are.
I don't see anyone from the Ring of Daggers. Does that mean you've chosen to let me go free?
Yeah, you're free to go.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I promise you, whatever efforts I made to redeem myself before, they will be doubled. Every hour for the rest of my life, I will try to earn the reprieve you've given me.
You deserve it. You actually did good deeds. And you'll keep, and by your character, I see that you'll just keep doing good for orcs and for everyone. So why not? There's no point giving you to the Ring of Daggers. Weapon received after dealing with the war criminal Alten at Sanguine Varus. So that's it for this video. See you guys in the next one. Cheers.